is not just about my brother. It's for all the brothers and sisters around the world. It's about humanity. Thank you very much. Keep the fight alive.
Every innocent person shot by these racist police officers have families that love them. For Chantel Davis, Kiki Gray, Kayam Livingston, Tyrone West, for too many other names, we must continue to fight on their behalf because their voices were ripped from them by these killer cops.
Workers of the world unite, no more borders, one working class. We have nothing to lose but our chains. Workers of the world unite, no more borders, one working class. We have nothing to lose but our chains. Happy May Day, comrades!
Almost 50 million people in America live in poverty. America, the world's greatest capitalist power, is branded as a country of opportunity. But those opportunities are only easily accessible to those who can afford them. Myself and millions of my peers are the future, and it's our responsibility to fight for a communist world now, because capitalism will only lead to more violence and suffering on the behalf of the international working class.
We got to fight back. We got to fight back. Racism, we got to fight back. Racism, we got to fight back. Sexism, we got to fight back. Sexism, we got to fight back. Feminism, we got to fight back.
Happy May Day, everybody. Thanks for having me. It's going on 6 years in July 21st since my daughter was killed in a Brooklyn cell. My daughter was killed because they didn't pay any mind to her. She had a stomach ache, she had asthma, and they just let her just drop dead. She stayed in the cell for 20 minutes, and they didn't help her. We've been fighting, and thanks to all of you that's been behind me, 100,000, 2,000%. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Kayam, this is for you. Happy May Day. And thank you.
This racist society forces me and thousands of other Black and Latino high schoolers to remove their metal items and walk through racist metal detectors just to enter school, continuing a long-standing culture of over-policing Black youth. The bosses underfund the schools we attend while spending billions of dollars on drones to murder workers overseas. It is clear that this system does not care about working class youth. Although only one school out of the 4 inside the building suffered, kids from every single school recognized that it was unfair and walked out in solidarity, following our school slogan, "An injustice to one is an injustice to all." You do not have to tolerate this mistreatment. Living under this capitalist system has taught me that the unity of the working class is unstoppable. Winning a small battle in the fight for our education may seem minimal, but it not only showed the DOE that John J. Students are not afraid to fight, but it also encouraged those who believed that it wasn't worth fighting for to do so. Workers can fight back, have fought back, and will fight back.
Las luchas obreras. The fight of the workers. It has no racist burden.
This system attacks families. My friends went to a volleyball tournament out of state with her mom. While waiting at the bus stop to come home, they were approached by ICE, the immigration police, and were asked for ID and detained. Now, my friend is a US citizen, but her mom is undocumented. Imagine how scared my friend was, knowing that she may never see her mother again. We cannot accept this as the fullest potential our world can be. We live in a society that separates innocent families. They are escaping the very countries the U.S. government and their capitalist allies and foes help to destroy. Nothing but desperation and love for one's children will cause a parent to make the dangerous journey across a desert, only to risk living in concentration camps or under the threat of being snatched up by prey. These are the choices under capitalism. My friend knew that she could rely on the working class. She called on the director of the volleyball club and told her the situation. The director quickly called on coaches, and they all went back out to get them. And luckily, they were able to. They avoided a disaster, at least for now. This is what millions of working class people in this country and around the world have to deal with just to try and provide for their families. Politicians cannot solve this problem. It's up to us to change the world. Workers can fight back, have fought back, and will fight back.
I want to thank PLP for opening my eyes, and not only that, I want to thank PLP for embracing me when nobody else would. You know, PLP told me that I was so much like so many people that I was looking at right in front of me, but I had never met any of you. But PLP told me that I'm like you, I'm like you, I'm like you, and I'm like you too. So what they are doing to you, they are doing to me. How do we fight this? We do it together, because separate, we are waiting to be picked off by capitalism.
Long live the party!
The bosses infect society, specifically young people, with the wrong idea that voting these bad bosses out is the way to get what we want. But we should have no illusions that voting will solve our problems. The false idea that this country was moving in the right direction was enforced when the first black president of the United States was elected in 2008. But he continued to do the dirty work of all the men before him. Obama's administration deported more people than any other president and dropped over 12,000 bombs on Syria in his presidency, and did nothing to fight racism like many believed he would. Donald Trump's open, vicious, anti-immigrant racism is a big attack on our class. Immigrant workers and children languish in torturous detention camps on the border with Mexico and throughout the U.S. As communists, we reject these bosses' phony national borders, which are designed to control labor and resources while keeping our class divided. Working class unity knows no boundaries. Workers have the power to fight all of these racist attacks. An alternative that's grown in popularity is voting for these socialist leaders like Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. But the problem with politicians like them is that no matter how much they claim that they want what's best for the working class, they still want to keep this capitalist system in place. The same system that was built on slavery and partakes in imperialist war, killing millions of innocent people. Their main job is to fool people into thinking that we have finally found a fix to the system. What's so dangerous about this is that war is what they're preparing for our future. The U.S. rulers will send us to fight other working class young people in China or Russia in the struggle for world power. Workers must fight back and are fighting back, and the youth are at the forefront of many of these struggles. Workers can fight for communism, have fought for communism, and will fight for communism.